We were approached by Tata Motors in India. Tata Motors, I think, is the parent company of Jaguar Land Rover in the UK. So obviously our reputation with Jaguar Land Rover spread to India, and Tata Motors wanted a similar education partnership with WMG. So we were approached 2 years ago, said they wanted an education program analogous to what we have with Jaguar Land Rover at the moment. We put in place a structure, similar structure to what we have with JLR. We nominated TML subject matter experts, etc., etc. And the first module from the group that I delivered was in January 2016, and that was the automotive networking one. It was a huge success, and it was big, I think partly because of the very different pedagogic experience they had, very different learning experience they had, and the very different pedagogic experience I had. In the UK, it's a very informal classroom environment. At least I've experienced a very informal classroom environment where any student can put their hand up and argue with the professor or the lecturer. Whereas my recent experience from teaching in India, it's quite different. They have different expectations as well. So as a teacher, you're expected to tell them everything. Whereas I think my approach is that you tell them just what's necessary and let them explore the rest, because that's how learning happens. Myself and my colleagues, we went in with a very informal approach, lots of practical sessions, lots of seminars, open informal discussions, exercises, etc. Yes, and it was a bit of a, oh, actually, are you not going to give us the whole thing? No. You're going to read the rest of it, and then you're going to come back to me and say what you understood. So I think that they did enjoy that. It's more kind of challenging the students, challenging them to think for themselves rather than them passively sitting and taking all things in. And it may not work sometimes, so you have to be prepared to make compromises, and you have to kind of say, okay, well, actually I'm going to tell you this much because it's important, but you have to do something on your own, because there's an emphasis on self-led study, and try and explain that that's how true learning takes place. So even though you find it difficult, if you can give it a try, I'm happy to support you. And we do genuinely sit down with them, myself and my colleagues, literally with a group of 3 or 4 students, and discuss things through. So that kind of removes the inhibitions that students have. And once they open up, it's great. It all falls into place. So it's great. There is this initial barrier, but I'm fairly confident, I think so far, that we haven't encountered any significant insurmountable barriers. I think we've always been able to break down that. And they recognize the value of it. They recognize the exposure to international knowledge and international education, and hence for them it's proving to be a very valuable contribution from WMG. So what we are currently now exploring, because the resources are always tight and the demand's kind of going up and up, what we are currently exploring is actually training a few Tata Motor employees to do things the way we want them to be done. And the idea is that at the basic content level, basic conceptual level, Tata Motors could take on ownership of delivering some of those basic sessions, and that means that WMG don't have to fly out for 5 days. WMG can do a remote session on video conference, or we can maintain our strategic influence on the whole program.